Ladakh's politics and demography is as complex as its geography. This high altitude mountain and a cold desert was carved out as a separate union territory from erstwhile Jammu and Kashmir in 2019. The region since then has been making a 4 point demand, which includes statehood and sixth schedule. But Ladakh is back in news for a different reason. The center has decided to grant five more districts to the Union Territory. Earlier, Ladakh had just two districts, the district of Leh, which is a Buddhist majority district, and the district of Kargil, which has been traditionally a Muslim majority district. And most of the Muslims who live in Kargil belong to the Shia sect within the Muslim community. So it has a very dynamic population and demography. So with the creation of five more districts, for example, they created a district out of a Nobra Valley, Changthang Valley, Sham Valley, Nubra, and even Zanskar is a separate, and Dras is a separate district now. On one side, where people welcome the decision because they had to cover long distances to reach to their district headquarters in case of any work. But now that distance as well as travel hours will be reduced by 50% in most of the cases. When the deputy commissioner or senior superintendent of police will start sitting at district headquarters, it will bring a lot of ease in daily and routine life of Ladakhis. But there are many strong voices from Kargil which feels that the way these districts have been carved out looks like a design to convert Muslim majority Ladakh, because if you look at 2011 census, Muslims are the largest community residing in Ladakh. But when you look at the five districts which have been created, Nobra, Changthang, Zanskar, they're all now Buddhist majority districts. It's just Dras and Kargil which remains as Muslim majority districts in the Union Territory. Interestingly, even in Dras, there are a sizable population of Sunnis, and there is this feeling that an attempt is being made to create a very sectarian tension between Sunnis and Shias of Kargil by demarcating a separate district for Sunnis. I mean, these are the voices which are coming from the Kargil clergy, from the civil society groups. They are talking about the fact that how the creation of new districts has put Muslims at disadvantage, in the Union Territory. They are now demanding more districts, two more districts, which is closer to Zanskar Valley, like Sanku, which is a Muslim majority, region, and quite far away from Kargil. And there are growing demands that there should be inclusion of two more Muslim majority regions in the list of districts announced by the center so far. These districts were announced at a time when Union Home Minister Amit Shah is visiting Ladakh on a two-day visit. He has not hinted at engaging with any political party or addressing a rally. He will be witnessing Buddh Purnima and also attending exposition of Buddhist relics in Ladakh, which has a huge symbolic value. I think for Amit Shah, it's a huge political message which he wants to send out to the Buddhists, by being there on Buddh Purnima, by joining the prayers with Buddhists, given what happened last year when we saw street protests erupting in September, which led to the death of around four civilians, and around 80 people were injured, which includes security personnel. And still, many people arrested following those protests remain behind the bars. So there's a demand from both Leh and Kargil that as Amit Shah lands in Ladakh, all those people who have been booked, the cases should be withdrawn, and those who died and are injured should get compensation by the government, so that a trust and confidence is building between Ladakh and Delhi. And they try to narrow down differences on key issues like statehood and sixth schedule, which guarantees Ladakh that its culture, its identity, its land is protected, and the decision will be taken by the people of Ladakh. Currently, Ladakh does not have a legislature like Kashmir. It's a union territory without a legislature, which means it cannot elect legislators to an assembly, but it does have two autonomous hill development councils, which operates from Kargil and Leh. But their role over the period of time has been reduced. Their budgetary allocation has come down. Their role in spending and in identifying projects have also come down significantly after 2019. It would be interesting how Amit Shah, while staying in Ladakh, reaches out to different voices and different demands. At least there is unanimity when it comes to state 106th schedule, but when it comes to the districts, he has to walk a tightrope and ensure that hope which has been floated by the center, by generating or creating five more districts, does not die very soon in Ladakh. This is Peerzada Ashiq for The Hindu.